and certainly pass near Morgan City, but it will likely make landfall, or it is making landfall near Port Fourchon right now. And as it moves toward Baton Rouge, still going to be a Cat 2 hurricane, maybe a little stronger. It's currently 60 miles southeast of Houma, has max sustained winds of 150 miles per hour. The pressure did come up from about 2 hours ago when it dropped to 930 millibars, and so by the time again it reaches Baton Rouge, still going to pack a punch with max sustained winds near 105 miles per hour. So as you see, the northern eye wall is starting to move over Port Fourchon, and then even as the backside of the eye moves ashore, it's going to really pack a punch. Winds are going to pick up again, and then we'll have very heavy rain as well. So it is moving northwest, so it could come over Houma. These systems tend to wobble a little bit and then pass right maybe east of Baton Rouge, but that's going to bring some significant impacts for a good portion of the area. So right now it's not directly impacting our area. Yes, we're seeing some of those outer rain bands, some squally weather, but we'll see a rain band break, rain band break. In some areas have seen some peaks of sunshine, winds will pick up, but our impacts are not really going to officially begin until later this afternoon, especially this evening. So that's a live view of our Viper radar. So the Storm Prediction Center has placed pretty much areas west of the Mississippi River, or at least our area and the Baton Rouge portion of the Mississippi River, under a marginal risk for tornadoes. So the risk for tornadoes based off of its current track is significantly lower. That's why we have that marginal risk. And Keith, you want to come aboard? Keith Monahan.
Yeah, folks might have seen me yesterday. Yeah. I'm up here, or down here from Little Rock, Arkansas.
No, you
okay. Could drive. You could drive.
I'll drive.
And, you know, we've got a very serious situation here,
right.
Ashley. And I don't want folks to let their guard down at all just because the storm is not going to be a Category 4 when it reaches Baton Rouge. The most intense impacts are going to be around that eye wall, like we've been talking about, and generally along into the east of, we'll say, from a Houma area up to Baton Rouge. That's where we're looking for those most intense impacts to be.
Right.
Of course, those impacts are going to be a little bit less to the west, and then we are going to see more impacts to the east.
Right, and so even with the track, and ignore the exact line of this is just giving you guidance. I mean, especially once it's making landfall, it has that land interaction and some of that shear kind of to help it weaken, could still wobble a little bit. And so,
most definitely.
But and west of that.
And I think also what we're seeing with those extreme wind warnings down to the south and east, from Terrebonne Parish all the way out toward the mouth of the Mississippi River, you've got to handle those like they're tornado warnings. Having been through Laura about this time last year, it is like a 3-hour-long tornado, and that's what the experience is like. So again, you're showing the track moving along and just to the east of that line from Dulac and Houma all the way up to Baton Rouge. Folks in Baton Rouge and all along those areas that are away from the coast, it may not be bad outside right now, but it is going to get very, very dangerous and life-threatening a little bit later on this afternoon, and especially tonight.
Oh, especially, and so that's why we've been stressing to charge up those devices now. You still have a little bit of time if you still have to go out and walk your lawn. Make sure things are starting, before things start to really deteriorate and the conditions start to deteriorate, you just want to make sure everything's in place so you can hunker down for several hours. It's not going to be in and out. It's going to be several hours on end.
We're just beginning, at least here in the Baton Rouge area and places away from the coast, we're just at the beginning of this storm. This is going to be essentially a 24-hour event.
Exactly.
So get those final preps done if you're north of US 90. If you're south of US 90, shelter in place.
Yeah, so you want to talk a little bit about the hurricane force wind. There was a lot of confusion yesterday with a lot of folks in Baton Rouge if they're going to have sustained winds, they're going to have wind gusts, and so we were talking about this before we came on air, and so we could still have wind gusts, even with it being a Cat 2, Cat 3, by the time it moves over us, we could still have winds over 100 miles per hour.
Most definitely, and if it is a Cat 2, expect those winds to be about 20% higher, the gust winds, than the actual sustained wind. So you may have a sustained wind of 90 to 100 miles an hour, but those gusts could be 120 easily. And especially in the downtown area, we're looking for kind of that funneling effect.
Funnel.
So in that case, those winds could be even stronger. So you need to be in your safe location when the storm really begins to move in later this afternoon.
And speaking of, with all of the downtown areas, we have apartment complexes at LSU as well, and with some of those buildings close together, you want to be in the center of your home. If you have neighbors or friends at a lower level, you just want to make sure you can get to that lower level, because we always say you run from water, hide from wind, and especially with these gusts coming over. And I also want to stress, I know a lot of people want to go and see the eye, especially, but keep in mind, yes, it's calm, but then that backside of the eye, it's intense, still producing very strong winds and some very significant rain as well, and that will creep up on you like that.
Exactly. Now, at this point, it does look like the eye, or what's left of the center of circulation, is probably still going to be a relatively clear eye. It might start to fill in a little bit because it's moving in and weakening somewhat. But that looks like it's going to be just to the east of the Baton Rouge area.
Yes.
Which isn't good news for Baton Rouge necessarily, because that means we're going to see part of the eye wall in here. Not the strongest part on the western side, but that core of the most damaging winds. And you can see right now, I'm not sure if we're...
this is in Lafourche Parish.
Lafourche Parish in the Leeville area. And
I don't know if
it looks like it
even
might be
still
frozen
live.
right now.
Right. That was earlier, if anything. And so the storm surge, I mean, you saw on that. I'm seeing storm surge video, and maybe we can show you guys later. But the storm surge arrived first, and it's 8 to 12 feet. That's from Morgan City to Port Fourchon.
Right, and what at this point, Ashley, what we're looking at, the eye wall making landfall now, and the storm surge is at its maximum, and if you're in those coastal locations and chose not to evacuate, you need to stay where you are. Don't try to leave. Get as high as you can, because escape is impossible at this point. Let's head back over to the desk.
All right, guys, thank you so much for that update. And of course,